Hi everyone, we are iTech. Today we want to show you our prototype and our products. This is our AR-15 pistol. This is a prototype. And our slide for Marui high cap, the steel and stainless slide. And then the spare parts for WA and Inokatsu for the Inokatsu 2011. In the war game, sometimes you will face the indoor environment, including the CQB, so you will choose the submachine guns like MP5, MP7, or MP9 as your secondary rifle or submachine gun in the indoor environment. But maybe you will think the FPS is not so powerful enough, so you will choose the sidearms as your secondary choice. But the low capacity magazine is not so good. So some players, they exchange to use the GBB in the indoor war game. But the M4 is so long, not easy to do your tactical movement in the corner. So some players, instead, they use the CQBR. Compared with the M4, you can see this is more convenient in the indoor. But it is still a little long. So some players, they use the PDW and use the folding stock, so they will think this is shorter than the other one. But they are still not satisfied with these GBB products until today. We bring you this AR-15 pistol. This is the M4 CQBR. As we know, the AR series, they has a recoil buffer in this spring tube. So when you are firing, the buffer will compress the spring inside the tube. But if we use this AR-15 pistol, compare the two different lengths, you can easily find that the length is totally different. If we still have this buffer inside the tube, that means when the tube compresses to the end, the space is so limited, so the bolt nearly won't move. So we can't fire this GBB. The solution is we don't need this anymore. Inside the spring tube, we made a part, and then we use a smaller spring insert in this tube. So when we are firing this one, actually the bolt functions like this. That's why we can shorten this spring tube, but still make this GBB fire. But in the opposite, the spring will connect the spring tube and the bolt together. So it's not easy to disassemble this up receiver and low receiver because of spring. But though we sacrifice the convenience to repair or clean the bolt inside or the gearbox, but actually we earn the convenience in the shorten this GBB and bring you the CQB tactical benefit. These are our spare parts for the WA user or Inokatsu user, and it's dedicated for the Inokatsu 2011. Some players, they have a problem because the Inokatsu don't have spare parts to sell for the customers. So after this parts damage or crack, they have no other choice than bring the trouble. So Aritech bring you some choice to upgrade or replace your damaged part, including the trigger, seal, hammer, the bolt, and including the nozzle inside. But this time we didn't offer you the MPAS inside this nozzle. The Aritech bring you a different steel slide for your Marui high cap. We provide you a steel slide and a stainless slide. The difference between these two slides are the materials and the weight. The steel one is heavier than the other. And we focus on the steel one first. You can see the shining surface. We keep the CNC machine marks on the surface. It has a good looking. And the other one is the stainless one. We provide you a brush finish on the surface. You can choose the steel one or the stainless one, depend on what kind of player you are. If you are a war game player, you can choose the steel one because the heavier slide brings you more recoil power. And if you are a collector or you are worried about maybe the shining surface might be damaged or have scar on the surface, you can choose the stainless one. Or you can make up your mind so you order them both. I agree with that because they are all looking pretty good. And they are all available on the Airsoft Taiwan.